Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. First of all, happy Bitcoin price bump day. I woke up this morning and I was pleasantly surprised by coin market cap. And of course, as usual, all of crypto Twitter was blowing up with price predictions and stuff, and I got a kick out of it. So I just wanted to do a little shout out for Bitcoin and for the community because I know everybody's pretty pumped. But today I'm going to do a news video because I got pretty good feedback on my last one, so I opted to just do another. If you're new to my channel, I do have a Discord server if you want to come chat after the video, ask me questions, share opinions, or whatever. I also have a Patreon if you're feeling generous and you'd like to support the channel. All the links will be down below in the description. Usually I pin them to the comments too, but whatever. They'll definitely be in the description. My normal disclaimer is I am not a financial advisor. My videos are for entertainment purposes only. Please always do your own research. First thing I want to touch on is a quick Brave update. For all my other iOS users, Brave has now finally added Brave Sync to their iOS app. Brave Sync is now available in today's Brave for iOS release, already a feature in the Brave desktop browser and Brave for Android app. Brave Sync currently supports bookmarks, other data such as tabs, history, passwords, autofill, as well as Brave rewards. That's the key point here. This will be available in the coming months. Brave Sync is completely opt-in. Once you enable it on one device, it is easy to add more devices to Brave Sync by scanning a QR code or entering a secret phrase on the new device. The coolest part about this, ideally, is that if you're seeing ads on your phone in the future, it's going to accrue into that account that your rewards account is associated with now because they're all linked. I know I personally spend more time on my phone than I do on the Brave browser on my computer. So having the passwords, tabs, rewards, all that stuff sync, it's going to be really awesome. I mean, it was also a long time coming too. I was really looking forward to the addition of iOS Sync. That's something that I noticed when I first downloaded the app maybe a year ago now that it didn't initially have. So thank you, Brave. Congratulations. And I'm excited for the update. Next, there was a study done showing that the majority of the crypto exchanges are not meeting regulations. Surprise, surprise there, right? So only 14% of the 2016 global crypto exchanges were confirmed as being licensed by regulators. Regulatory technology startup CoinFirm found in its Coin Crypto Exchange Risk Report from March 27th. In the study, CoinFirm evaluated the exchanges into 7 categories of risk, including license and authorization, customer due diligence, CDD, that's a new one, know your customer, which we all know is KYCs, anti-money laundering, AML compliance, sanctions, senior public figures, jurisdictions, and negative and adverse media. The study found that 69% of exchanges do not have complete and transparent CDD, or customer due diligence, and KYC procedures. Again, big surprise there. Something that's actually slightly surprising is Binance Exchange, the biggest crypto trading platform by daily trading volume, was evaluated as a high-risk exchange due to the long-lasting period of exposure to anonymous cryptos such as Monero, XMR, and Zcash, ZEC, or ZEC. Now, I would hope the overarching information here doesn't really come as a surprise for anybody about exchanges in general. Obviously, most of them are not following all the regulatory rules. If you're in the crypto space, you're well aware of the risks of being on a centralized exchange. And this does go to show you how few exchanges are making the fact that they aren't being safe or meeting regulatory compliance as a priority. I mean, even Binance is considered a high risk through this metric or whatever because of the fact that they deal with privacy coins. So I feel like I'm always saying this caveat before I go on a tangent about something. Obviously, there's a huge subset of people who don't care for regulation in this space, don't think it has a space in crypto, and that's fine. Use a decentralized exchange. That gives you more control if that makes you happier. But for the bigger guys, they should be working harder to meet these regulations. I mean, honestly, think about all the money that comes and goes that is sitting on these exchanges all the time. So this actually leads me to my second link. Binance partners with risk management firm IdentityMine for KYC and AML compliance. The world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, has partnered with risk management and compliance firm blah, 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 blah as of March 22nd. The companies have teamed up to address data security and compliance measures for Binance global operations by enabling IdentityMine's tools for KYC and AML compliance. This is a situation in which Binance is being smart. If these exchanges want to be able to add more fiat pairings or want to be able to build relationships with other financial institutions, they're going to have to be able to prove that people are who they're saying that they are and being able to protect people's security and people's data. Think of the countless hacks, the countless thefts, people posing as other people, people making fake accounts, all that stuff. While right now some people appreciate, or maybe they think makes it, more of the wild, wild west, long term and realistically, something like that can't be maintained. We have to put an end to that. So ultimately, going through these AML compliances or these KYCs and getting them standardized and meeting these compliances or these regulatory issues is going to be really important for Binance long term. Still on the topic of security, PayPal decided to invest in a blockchain-based digital identity startup. PayPal has joined Series A investment Cambridge Blockchain, a startup working to give individuals a way to own their own online identities without the need for middlemen like Facebook, much in the way Bitcoin lets its users store value without a bank. Notice the explain like I'm 5 reference to Bitcoin because we're on Forbes and we're not on a crypto news site. As part of the investment, PayPal's first in blockchain, the company is now exploring how it may use Cambridge Blockchain's platform to let its users prove who they are while still preventing personal information from being unnecessarily shared. Two things here. One, I feel like there's definitely been a movement towards security and protection of these things recently in the space, which is awesome. And then two, I like this article because I think it's important sometimes to differentiate between the success of crypto and its use cases versus the success of like blockchain technology in itself. I feel as though newcomers often think that blockchain success is also Bitcoin success and vice versa. But the technology can and will be utilized, and it's important to remember that this space is growing and changing, and what we define as success right now may not be where the space ends up or what the space ends up seeing coming to fruition in the future. As long as the technology is getting adopted, ultimately, I think that's what's most important. And then another thing, I popped over to Cambridge Blockchain's website to check it out. I don't really know what I was expecting, to be honest, but it's not really what I would have expected. It seems very simple, maybe very basic. For a company that's PayPal has chosen to be like their first blockchain thing that they're doing, I would just have expected it to be more, I don't know, maybe flashy or professional looking or something. It's very like simple and basic. I guess that would be judging a book by its cover. We don't know anything about, or at least I don't know anything about them. Have you guys heard of this project or this company? Because I've never heard of them before. Anyways, as long as blockchain tech is getting used and PayPal is now seeing this as a plus, that's a good thing. Good thing for adoption. Talking about adoption, our next story, apparently Dash has really caught some traction in Venezuela. Traki, the largest retail store in Venezuela, is the latest to jump on the Dash Life raft as the country's citizens struggle in a sea of hyperinflation. The leading cryptocurrency for payments and e-commerce has a big presence in Venezuela, in part due to its partnership with the trading platform CryptoBuyer. CryptoBuyer's point-of-sale system will initially be rolled out as a pilot and introduced as a result of significant demand for Dash users and local merchants, according to a press release. Dash has been doing more than solving problems, according to Contreras. It has also been saving lives. In the recent blackout, reports suggest that Dash Text was the only payment method that didn't stop working, and it enabled Venezuelans to top up their mobile phones without the access to the internet. We saw stories of people who were unable to speak to their families or ask for help because their phones were unreachable, he said. By being able to top up their mobile phones, they were able to call a friend for supplies, medicine, or just to say that they were okay. I'd heard in passing the Dash had been being used in Venezuela, but I had no idea to what extent. It's pretty revolutionary that in a blackout situation, Dash was able to save these people from having no forms of communication with their families or the outside world. This is what crypto was created for. Sometimes it feels like the space may lose sight of that because it's all talks of moons and Lambos and whatever, but this article was really positive and uplifting to read. And if we're talking about adoption and as far as things actually getting utilized as in a real world use case, 2,200 merchants supporting Dash is remarkable as well. And then this last article is cool because it directly applies to me. So, Kik is a messaging app giant with more than 300 million users. It created the cryptocurrency Kin in 2017, raising 100 million through an ICO. Kin has been integrated into a number of apps, including Nearby, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that. An announcement today that Kin will be rolled out on Tapatalk, a forum ecosystem that's had more than 10 million downloads, underscores that. He added that the Tapatalk app has guidance features which allow users who can now earn Kin by increasing their participation in forums. It will be used as an onboarding tool to explain how the process works to new users. But despite Kin's rollout across multiple apps, there's been little integration with the messaging app Kik to date. In June 2018, Kik added to the ability to buy chat themes with Kin, and in December 2018, the ability to tip other users in Kin was added, but only to about 50,000 Android users, and it was just a test run. I mentioned this applies to me because I was in the Kin ICO. And I'm excited to see more implementation for the platform, but I'm disappointed that it's still not on the Kik platform, which I recall being like one of the major selling points. Honestly, the ICO was so long ago that I forget all the promises they made. I bring this up because I've actually had people mention to me in passing who know that I did the Kin ICO, and they were like, well, why don't you ever talk about it? So this is some news that I figured I'd bring up. Either way, I actually used to use TapTalk, which is like that forum app, obviously, that I was just talking about, for tracking different forums. So I may have to download it again just out of curiosity to see how it got integrated. I guess I really shouldn't be too disappointed because implementation is implementation, right? But it would be nice to see the project getting used the way it was supposedly promised it was going to be used. All right, guys, that's all I've got for today. Don't forget to like or subscribe to the channel if you liked my video, if you like my content. I do my best to put out stuff as often as I can for you. Yeah, as usual, thank you all for the support, and I'll see everybody soon. Hey guys, did you like this news video? Well, you're in luck because I've got a couple others just like it. So pop on over to my playlist and watch some other content. And as always, thanks for the channel support, guys.